Now, so this is done. This is done. The last part about was about fresh sales. Now in this one we'll come to understand what how we have to use business WhatsApp business, and how do we have to make the use of WhatsApp labels, right? So for that, just first of all go into your going inside your phone and install the Facebook business if you have not installed that, and complete just change your complete profile. Just put on Grey White Studios logo over there, the address, working hours, art description, and everything. Just make a business account and you'll get the feature of that in that label, WhatsApp business label. And what are labels actually? Labels are something in which you can label the conversation. So अगर आपने किसी client से बात करी है, उसका follow up करना है, तो you'll just give them a label of follow up. Simple. So for that there's a separate WhatsApp business video for that, and you just go and watch that. वो आपको लिंक अलग से मिल जाएगा, वो पूरा व्हाट्सएप बिजनेस के ऊपर ही है. इट्स अ कंप्लीट डिटेल एनालिसिस एंड कंप्लीट डिटेल ट्यूटोरियल ऑफ हाउ टू यूज व्हाट्सएप बिजनेस effectively to convert the client to the best of the possibility, right? And it's very detailed, and you'll come to understand every nitties and gritties of WhatsApp, and you just go and understand. It's in deep actually. You'll find it long, and just to better to have a great understanding how to use WhatsApp business labels, you just go and do that, right? It's very in detail. Otherwise if I'm going to talk in detail it will take time, but I'm just giving glimpses. So अभी के लिए आप यहाँ से WhatsApp अभी के लिए आप यहाँ से इस प्रोसेस को कंप्लीट कीजिए, और जो वीडियोस हैं जो बाद में देखने को आपको बोली जा रही हैं, वो आप ये वाला पूरा जो कन्वर्जन ट्रेनिंग है इसको कंप्लीट करने के बाद वीडियोस पे फोकस करना, राइट? सो अभी मत देखिए आप, अभी सब होने के बाद यू जस्ट कम ऑन टू दिस वंस अगेन एंड जस्ट हैव द एंड जस्ट एंड जस्ट वॉच ऑल द वीडियोस. द थर्ड पॉइंट इज some leads will be sent through WhatsApp also. So what happens actually, a lot of leads comes to me, a lot of leads comes to Zulfikar and other people, and they just directly, because our contact number is listed on internet, so we just get receive a direct query from the client itself. So in that case what we'll be doing, we'll be sending you the client details through WhatsApp also, and once you get through us on WhatsApp message, you just go and save the contact details and label them, and at the end of the day or any time of the day you have to fix that particular day, go and fill up all the details of that particular client in fresh sales and just store the lead, so that you do not miss out any lead, because in this game you do not know which lead might get converted with a little of your effort. So do not ignore even a single lead, right? And now the second, I'll just close it up. Now the second option will start. Yes, installing the WhatsApp business. For that, install the WhatsApp business and just register with your number, put the Grey White Studios logo, and that's done. Coming on to the third point, this is, now we'll come to understand what is a wedding shoot and what is a pre-wedding shoot. How does it get done? Because when you get on the client with the call, the client might ask you a lot of questions on the technical part. How do you make the films, and what is the shooting style, and what is candid photography, what is cinematography? The client might ask you very simple questions, basic questions, which might not look basic to you, but to the client it is very basic. They do not know that. So coming on to the first point, which is wedding shoot. So what is a wedding shoot, and how what kind of different photography things, photography elements that can be put in a wedding shoot. So first one is traditional photography, and second candid photography, cinematography, and traditional videography. Now when it comes to traditional photography, it is, I'll just explain all the four aspects so that you just have a little idea. Later on you can just go and explore the YouTube what is traditional photography. You just have to work hard on understanding these terms if you do not know much about it, but once you start to know a little about it, it will be very easy for you. So what is traditional photography? A traditional photography is a very traditional kind of photography where a very typical kind of photographer comes into picture, where he asks the people on the wedding location to come in groups, and he will take mostly group pictures, traditional pictures, which are not very much creative. Those are just traditional. So that the main focus in this kind of photography is on coverage. So coverage of barat, coverage of milni, coverage of bridal entry, complete coverage. So this person is actually coverage story. Actually you call it in a very different, in a wedding term, in the professional term, story. So if you say that this guy is shooting the story, it means that from the starting the sera bandi to bridal to vidai, everything will be deeply captured by a traditional photographer. Now coming on to the candid photographer. Who is a candid photographer, and what is his approach or her approach to shoot the wedding? A candid photographer is someone who does not ask anyone on the wedding location to pose. He is just too candid. He just take candid pictures which are not actually known by the subject that they are actually getting shot. right? And they do not have, so all the natural moments that happens on a wedding location is actually shot by a candid photographer. All the focus is on natural locations. Third one is cinematography. What is cinematography? A cinematography is a modern way to shoot a wedding, in which mainly it's a film camera. Actually, cinematography is done by a film camera and not by a traditional camera, mostly by Sony. But you do not have to disclose it to the client, sir, are you going to use Sony or something. Just say, sir, these are film cameras, very high end cameras, and those are mainly used for films. Now, what is the cinematography? There is an instrument called gimbal. What is gimbal? I'll just show you gimbal fast here right now. Gimbal is something, this Zhiyun Crane. If I type Zhiyun Crane 2, you'll see that this is gimbal. Actually, on this gimbal, your camera is placed, and you just move with your gimbal, and just take the shot. What is the benefit of using the gimbal on the wedding location is that even while holding the gimbal, when you move up with the gimbal, when you'll walk up with the gimbal, you'll not find any shake, any zittering, any shakiness coming up in your footage. It will be very, very smooth. So if you just walk with the camera handheld without having gimbal, you'll find shakes coming up in your camera while you shoot the film. But when you are shooting with a Zhiyun Crane 2 or a gimbal, it will not come up. The smoothing of the footage is so awesome that you do not feel the shakiness. So this is film camera cinematography. The main part of the cinematographer is to shoot the creative elements, give it a film touch, and with the help of the cinematic camera only, you work on the wedding film. So 70 to 80% of the content comes from the cinematic camera. Now, this is traditional videography. Traditional videography is again this traditional videography person and traditional photography person. The work, the job description, the job of these two people is to actually cover the complete wedding. So a photographer would complete the story in terms of photography, photos, and a traditional videographer would do it in terms of video. So he'll shoot everything in very, very detail. You'll find long footages, and with the help of this only, you'll find your wedding film going up to 1 hour 40 minutes, more than 1 hour. So traditional photography plays a crucial role in shooting the story. Coming on to the pre-wedding part, how does it happen and how do you have to do it? Let's come to this. So in the pre-wedding, there are only two kind of shoot that happens. One is candid photography, the other one is cinematography. Candid photography, again, you would not find any couple going for a very traditional approach while shooting a pre-wedding. You will not find that, right? And all the shot that happens actually are mostly candid, and that is why there is no need for traditional photographer in a pre-wedding photography. Even if it requires, a candid photographer would ask the couple to go for the traditional poses, and it can be done by the candid photographer itself. Coming on to the second part, this is cinematography again. So there will be no traditional ones again in this. The cinematographer will completely focus on the pre-wedding film happening, and the entire focus will be on the film, and that is done entirely by the cinematographer. That's it. So this happens actually. So all the pre-wedding films that you find on our YouTube channel and anywhere, you'll find that is done generally with only one camera, which is the film camera, which is the cinematic camera. If I just type Grey White Studios pre-wedding, you'll find our pre-wedding coming up. If I'll just show you this teaser, you'll find that this is completely one camera. See the motion going up, and all the things, right? So you do not need a traditional camera in this. Just go on our YouTube channel and just watch all the pre-wedding videos. You'll get to understand what I'm talking about. Now let's move on to the next part. That's it. It was just to basically understand you how to get it done, how to get the shoot done, and all those aspects. That's it.